in opening duels. Maybe here he'll be the last man to fall. First one will be Chronicle. He's already lost his duel. As a crunch comes in from Fnatic, they go through the teleporter and out of the round. An almost immediate shutdown from Team Liquid as they're ready and waiting when the doors fly open and Crashies is left all alone.
Yeah, it seemed like Fnatic had a good read on what their opponents were going to attempt. The TP used early, but it was the reaction instead from Liquid that comes out on top. And well, Crashies, the lone American within a sea of Emea. An awful lot to attempt in this round, of course. Ultimate Orbs would be nice. I don't know if he's going to get given much. There's a couple of players with light shields. If it went into enemy hands, that would be a problem. But luckily the hands it's in are pretty safe. Boaster's done well, though. Jumping out of Hookah, has already managed to find one. Of course, the plant in their favor will make things incredibly difficult. But Alfie so patient. Oh. It's not the prettiest of fights, but another going their way. The death toll starting to become a problem. And actually, already seeing Chronicle onto that defuse. There needs to be someone there to try and stop him as somehow.
This A site ready and waiting for the push, but still 2 weapons for Team Liquid and a showstopper fired through to take that space. It's going to be respected as Fnatic fall back.
Sort of respected. I'm looking where Alfia is on the edge of the smoke. It makes me a little bit nervous, but there wasn't any reason to fire it in that direction. Just like the last round, there's a serious advantage. And while Kayak, yeah, he's being watched, but this fight is everything. Trek's going down. That's one of the guns on the deck and leaves only the other in the hands of Patatek. You can see he's looking to try and find that flanker, but instead, all of the showers are going to be cleared out. They'll know roughly where they are and start to deal with them easily.
I like the idea to go a little bit more aggressive, go in for the disruptive play with the classics, but they've lost the fights. Now it makes it much easier to deal with. Kiko finding window, Patatek on another, a flash prime to ready, but up close is Alphayer dealing with the set.
Not they push off of it, they may now.
The Chronicle fell back and gave the space. It means Alpha has to retreat. He has no way out through spawn. Couldn't cross the site, so he's now stuck inside of Hookah and wary of a late play coming up from short. A lot of space here for Liquid. They're fighting into elbow. They're keeping these players back.
Satchel out.
Here comes Kayak to help out. Now they can try this 2-pronged approach, and the operator's going to find it very hard to find value. And as you're highlighting, Tom, that lurk that they were worried about, well, it is coming in late, very late, in fact, but that is the perfect recipe for Fnatic's disaster. But Nats is being caught. Alpha checked his back. Low HP on the final
map of attack side halves.
Without a doubt, up he goes. Camo's got an angle on top of the site. Crashies down, and well, he gets a little surprise of a few bullets to the abdomen, but...
Yeah, that's a Chronicle Classic. That's a rifle. Just remember that.
And now it is literally...
Now it appeared, just as I...
Post-plant for Team Liquid. We talked about how strong Fnatic used to be in these as well. Now it's Liquid's turn to show us what they can do. No utility, though.
This is where Nats just farms, though. You put him in this position with a sniper, a single bullet will do the job, and he's going to immediately die after I said that. Nice. Wonderful. Well, cheers for that one, Nats. You would have hit that every other time, I'm certain. Diffuse going to be tapped, but the time is already gone. Not any hope for anything other than damage. And for Alpha, fine map.
You will at least get one relatively easily as the attackers. A chance to play for this TP, but in goes Kayak! It's a double! The nade in there for security to open the door early, and that has caught them right off guard.
Ah, yeah, you said one of those comes easy, but it seems like Fnatic had other ideas. Kiko's still been a menace, and Nats is still standing. They're going to look to swing this one together. Crashies will be traded out. Actually, Nats has found two. His old teammate biting the dust. And the other couple of Fnatic players are a little bit further away. Of course, for Liquid, they won't know that. They'll almost assume that that spike is being even more heavily guarded than it was just moments ago. Boaster's actually sneaking his way back into Lamps. And they might expect this to be a little bit more clear. Timing for Patatek is going to be everything, and it is perfect. That Viper's Pit worked as a distraction, but Alpha is still here. And with his ultimate online, there's not a whole lot of places you can stand.
At least bought a moment there, Nat spotted two. Alpha knows now that Nats is looking for the kill. There goes the next tap, and he's already outside of that ultimate range. Plant comes in, but Alpha knows that he must be in that area. In from Trex. There's an orbital strike if they can grab some info. Down goes the Viper's pit and a jump over the rocket. Camo's blast pack keeps him alive. It's an explosive start for Team Liquid, but they've lost Nats. Camo low with the decay. The health will slowly creep back up, but these players, they're gonna have to go back and grab that spike. Even a quick TP off the cards, and Fnatic have fully rotated in. The other thing is, that pit was there. They know that Chronicle's likely around Lamps. The thing is, he doesn't really have the weapon to go challenging them with the judge in hand, but if they come in and challenge him, it seems like Patatek's toying with the idea of this could be a disaster.
The only thing will be is if Liquid TP. That's the one sort of thing that's actually saving them. It's the other side of the map. Well, okay, the challenge somehow worked out. Damage coming through, Kiko swings and brings it back into a 2v2, and Camo adds another to the death toll. Now he has a chance at a showstopper, but hitting this will not be easy. Most are even risking the spam, baiting him into firing that rocket, and it won't land. I think there's definitely more to come. Seekers, well, none of them going back in the other direction. That's immediate alarm bells, even though you don't get the information on every player. It's enough for Liquid to make an educated guess. They're still being careful. Tiger going to the back of site. Little bro being sent out to make sure nobody can die while planting. But from this point onwards, well, unless we're getting a similar scenario to the early rounds, it should be very easy.
Camo on top of the totem pole is a little obvious at this point, but he still gets one before going down. If that's the only loss Team Liquid leave here with, this is going to be a hugely successful round, and
opponents into disarray.
2-round gap. Nat's down already. We talked about his opening duels, and he's lost his life, but so is Chronicle. Down goes that screen. It's only containing the bath control, and they have flooded firmly through short. Camo with another poster, toying with the idea of swinging wide, and he'll get the kill. He's taking Camo down. That's put the numbers back to even Stevens, and we've got a Cosmic Divide potentially to come in here, block out that short player. Although and there it is, but Patatek has got him, well, it's actually blocking out most of the teams. Patatek's got himself that guiding light, the Sky Flash, to play right through.
Out of charges.
The molly used here to contain that space, that they now know there's no one coming behind them and decide to fight forward. Trex went on his own. I thought they'd go together, perhaps off the Sky Flash, but it's fragmented. It's individual duels that they're searching for, and so far back in.
At times, those Guardians have never really been a vulnerability, and this mid-fight has been so interesting. We've seen it from Kayak, we've now seen it from Alpha. It's almost just disrespect on the swing. Trex is gone, and more importantly, so is the Thrash.
Yeah, that's a big blow dealt to Team Liquid. This could have gotten them a lot of space for free. Instead, they'll have to brawl for it. Towards the B side is the decision, but the rotates come in. The man who took the opening duel on A short not that long ago is now embedded on this B site and ready for a fight. Alfier, Boaster, and Crashies standing by as the blast pack comes in. They definitely know where Alpha is. They saw those salvos go out, but it's Boaster. They've got to deal with Alpha playing this patiently. And with 30 seconds on the clock and the spike down, Liquid are running out of options, especially with an op for this. I mean, push into a site, dive out of hookah. You're never going to go for it.
That's unfortunate truth, but the best case for them here is to just hold on to the weaponry. And after the pause was already looking to try and pick up the pace. Crashies did get caught by the Tiger, and well, more importantly, has been caught by Camo. He has been sublime. The trades back and forth leave us even. That has been happening almost every single round of this game. No one able to get a solid foothold. Once again, that Armageddon will be used for spacing. Patatek, he walks in front and still comes out alive.
Well, he had no choice. If he went back, he would have been killed by the Armageddon. They isolated him, but now they've been taken. It's not exactly flying under the radar. They've spotted Alpha. The Cabbages have found him. The wraparound
didn't see
Boaster. The thing is, though, they saw a player. They don't know that player is still in that position. So they are looking right now for someone being around here, going for that sneaky flank. And Kiko, he's turned away at just the wrong moment. It's a freebie for Boaster. Chronicles picked up Camo with a stinger in hand. They now think that Boaster's the one flanking. Alpha shows his hand and has a chance to divide this push. They come in from inside, but Nets goes past through the orb. Sneaky around his own utility. Alpha in there for the double as the clock runs dry. The round is already...
Fnatic have managed to wait a lot of that out, but even just looking at the denial, that's the whole goal. Deny them the plant, and well, so far so good, but it's the trade back and forth. Boaster and Alpha. No post plants to be had this time, as it will be an immediate fight from Camo. He's trying to deny. And well, they already heard the teleport used from Kiko. They're going to have a rough idea where he's coming from.
No utility for Fnatic. The later rounds, they'll have full belts, and that's where the big problems start to rear their ugly heads. For Kiko, this will be the easiest of them, but he's still got 2 to take down. Alpha on 10 HP, but no information on where these players might be hiding. And in fact, I said no utility. 1 star was refreshing. They just place it down, knowing he'll be looking for a fight.
7-6. The lead likely to dissipate. That salvo is just rude. He put that just onto the orb just to try and stop them taking it. And well, look, he got there in the end, Althea. It's a 1 salvo for 2 orb trade, and he might even get a 3rd one. Really building towards that early Armageddon. And honestly, there's no one else on this side of the map, so he should have that orb.
No, like that approach. You want an orb? I'll give it you. Death, they find their reward. Boaster, yeah, he's not going to take that much of a risk backing off. I like this. We're in a 5v3 for Team Liquid. The only way they get a chance back into this is big individual mistakes, big weapons being handed over, and of course you're seeing the scope on Boaster. It's not an outlaw, as we saw in that first round from Nats, or second round from Nats. If he has it first, we'd have a major problem. It is a Marshall, so even that going into...
Do you think they know he's there?
Not that big of a deal. They might know he's there.
Nats hit that from afar. I don't like that they're getting this much out of it. Obviously, the main weaponry is still in their hands. I think Boaster is going to upgrade very...
Just saw a deep flash come down here from Paddy. They cleared this space. Rotation can already take place. 3 players towards that A site. Kiko a little hesitant to leave. He could obviously be inside hookah, but with this utility going in, he'll be on his way soon.
All missiles away.
Fnatic got their space on site, but the plant will be hard to come by. Ult used now to claim them that space, and it's Boaster and Chronicle doubling up together. They've locked them out, and Alpha's even gotten a little more, catching an angle onto Trex. He was looking towards the site, wondering if he could disrupt the plant, catch a player overextending, and, well, it is Kiko that ends up doing that. 2v3.
It's given them a small chance. They're going to get stunned up by Althea, though. And that little bit of additional delay could be enough to cause them problems. Late start going down as well. I think that's enough to deter Liquid for any further attempts. It's a fantastic execution coming out of Fnatic that ends up setting up. And I want to give credit as well to Crack. Let's ignore the rest of them, though.
Yeah, mostly.
Bring them down.
There is a little bit of danger. 2 saved weapons, and that double flash is impossible to dodge. You can only shoot 1 of those flashes, and well, it doesn't seem to matter. They were blind for a moment, but you're not blind forever, unfortunately.
Yeah, that vision does return. And as you can see, it is with deadly consequences for Team Liquid pushing in that little bit late. And also the players that were safe from the flash initially. I think at least one of them was far enough back, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Alpha here. It's not the man you want to still have vision. Plus those sunglasses might block a little bit.
Yeah, you want him to be like blind, stunned. Maybe his monitor's disconnected.
With an orbital strike just smack bang in the middle of it.
Then you have a chance,
It's
especially
possible.
with how in form he's been. Not just this stage, but this map in particular.
I like that. Nats walking up, but observers are ahead of us. Crashy's ahead of Nats. Catching him on the push. Trex, well, they certainly know that he was here.
30 seconds
He's
left.
the man that threw in the flash, threw in the dizzy, without a doubt. I reckon you could take Milan.
Oh, here we go. Clock being run late once again. Camo is the only player really left to defend this, but his goal is to hold on to the showers more than anything. Make things tougher, but he's been forced out. the value of those salvos and the read from Alpha so far this game has been fantastic. And Camo now has to question, can I go anywhere? Well, they pushed him up, but he still managed to find two. Impressive stuff once again, and the swing out from Kiko with a flash alongside it. Both of them combining, and now all that is left is Kayak. Bear in mind, a single kill for Kiko would be Orbital Strike, but he's not going to get a chance to use it. The fight's already coming his way, but it's just a bait. It's a bait and switch. You leave Kiko in the corner, and he just comes out swinging. He's finally put down, but the round is done.
Yeah, it certainly is. Boaster's looking to save. Oh, no, he's not. He's looking to punish. He goes in, takes Wingman down. Well, for that,
That's
Team
toxic.
Liquid will not let him live. He will be
Taking a few risks here and there, but I think they know with a Nightfall and a Showstopper, you don't want to allow your opponent to execute.
They're so close to this. There's no way for Camo to survive that. He tries the blast pack trick, but they're wise to it this time. Kayak taken down. Trex won't get out, though. That's done perfect from Alpha here. He's stuck.
30 seconds left.
In comes the orbital strike, but Chronicle finds a kill around it. Panatek falling, puts pressure on Kiko. He's delivered 2 rounds in a row, but this, a much bigger task. An easy pickup onto Crashies. That Snakebite falling puts pressure on him. But still a 2 versus 3. That Viper's Pit can be traded out. Chronicle and Nats both having theirs. But you look at the position of Chronicle, he won't be in a position to counter it. That's a good reaction from Nats. This ult gives them a leg up. It puts the pressure on Fnatic. They now have to fight back into this or risk it on the spams, but the snake bite goes through, forces him out of position. Down fell apart. Prowler catches Panatek, that forces him back. Fnatic again, no, they've got that control, but it's not for free. Paddy comes back to make them pay a heavy price indeed. Boaster's down to 18 HP. Nade's gone through. He's under a lot of pressure. He walked back into it. He almost died to that nade. But he's still surviving on 7, so they'll keep their smokes for now.
Yeah, Camo has sent it. Because of that, the advantage has diminished. Armageddon has been used to at least try and force someone into the waiting arms of Chronicle and maybe allow them to get out onto this site. But players are now ahead of that Cosmic Divide. Snakebite
30 seconds
also
left.
thrown in as well. They are starting to run out of time, and that's still here on the cross. It's only going to be the one, though, and that was the low HP Boaster. The Tiger will stun someone up, but getting in onto this is definitely not going to be easy. Even still, though, the time is on Liquid side. 15 seconds left for them to try and plant, but Chronicle has done a good job to hold the line.
Oh, they know exactly where Trex is.
Duelist and Initiator. Smoke's coming soon.
That's going to be hard to fit the trophy.
Sure, why not? Camo, up close. He is being tagged away, though. He hasn't yet been spotted, but he is just taking more and more damage, and eventually, well, he's found Alpha here. Worthy trade. Even going to pick up a gun, but immediately hits the deck after that. And while Panatek did have the one rifle they started the round with, but once again, you feel like the second this spike is down, it feels like the round's already over.
Dangerous Kiko as he's got the judge, and they've walked right into him. The round not over yet. In the darkness, that's where even a glimmer of hope can shine so bright. The guiding light leads the way, but Kiko is the one to fall. And now Panatek has to recover the 1v2. His teammate did it. He found a double, but time is against Paddy. He knows there's a player in the corner. The blast pack used to push him off.
Fnatic's pace is always difficult to play against. You want to deny them in those post plants, but the fact is they are so slow across the map that you're starved of information. Even with the double initiator. But they'll at least have a rough idea where they are right now.
My ult is ready.
No flashes left for Panatek. The investment's been deep in this round. The Util's the one that suffers, but Boaster, the one that really pays the price. He's been dropped towards that A site, but the push was always coming in here on B, and it's Nats through the smoke to drop Alpha. There's still credits for the next. There's ults powering up. Oh, but it's not over yet. I'm already thinking about round 23, but getting there is all on the back of Liquid. Kiko, he's been so reliable. He'll be needed again, but alongside Camo, it seems like they've got this one under wraps. Draw the rotates. Boaster very slowly eking forward on that angle. I think they might look to TP, but Kayak ain't gonna be with them. He's been hard punished.
Annoyingly, though, for Liquid, Panatek going down takes away the Seekers that they earned just moments ago. Now the spike starts a rotation back to the A side of the map. There is, however, still camo here. This could just be a ruse, though. I think this could just be sent in to try and sell the idea, but instead it seems like they're going to continue this push. Now the TP comes through, but I feel like Alfia has to be patient because he can't afford to go down.
Boaster's worried about that spam through the smoke after the game he's had. I'm not surprised, but there's a player on the side who's caught him off. Camo running in deep to take down Crashies, leaves Alpha alone, and I like the idea from Fnatic here, but as soon as that drone went through from Alpha, the read was made. Liquid ran it back with Trex. They had that two-man hold, and now time is going to cost them the round. On the back of the site for now, his health slowly coming back online, but it's left on 13. The man's lucky to be alive, but without that pick, they can't get forward. Down goes Chronicle. No pick to play inside of, no Crashies to get them on site. This is falling apart at the seams for Fnatic. As I see two players move towards long, if the idea is to TP, there will be something waiting for them on the other side.
There's no safe way out of this at this stage. Trex should have the round locked in.
30 seconds left.
And the rest of the players can just wait patiently. He's starting to wonder if maybe they've rotated back in the other direction, but if anything, the Boombot, it's not going to give the game away, actually. It might even put some doubt, but they are not moving. They've seen the utility, Panitek well placed, and now with 12 seconds left, OT, it looks inevitable. Boaster.
We heard it from Neil yesterday, right? Like, this just means that you're hearing the right things. You don't think the guys need a refresher. Fnatic remembering their mistakes, but maybe not as Boaster goes down early again. And it's Kiko to find the double. He'll dive out, looking for more. The Crashies won't allow that. Eats the flash, but still finds the kill. And it's close onto Trex, but that stun makes it very difficult indeed. A quick reaction from Chronicle. Catches Nats before he can link up with Trex. But Trex can now just go the long way around. He's taken the orb. He's got it.
This will get
And now he'll grab the plant. That means playing against Thrash in the post plant for Chronicle. That's going to make this very difficult.
No, but this always makes me nervous. He's gone running up. I don't know if Chronicle has actually heard the steps. It seems like he's turning back. Just pulls out his gun, but not it. Trex has been here a lot. He's been catching Boaster a couple of times, so instead they're sending the big dog. Alpha, yeah, but it's a different angle. This is much more aggressive than what we've seen from him so far. He was playing back in this exact spot most of the time. Switches it up and then just moves back, and Boaster goes, yeah, I remember that one, and immediately dies to the same thing. Trex is kicking it up a notch in OT. And while Fnatic, they now have to try and fight back from a deficit, and guess what? This man has not left the showers. He's keeping it clean.
You're playing up against a guy who just won out that last clutch. He's got to have so much confidence to play with. And here we see it on display for the third time in the round. A lot of damage done, and certainly not a death sentence for Liquid. They get the information that the play is still towards A. The smoke goes down, but they cross through with that wall that's now soon to drop. But those players can be safe. The problem is, for a moment, they were splitting up. And if they were, it will be two players pushing on the other side. Kayak needs to clear his left when he comes out. He has, but Kiko hits the shot first anyways. Camo's there as well, and he'll close out the map. Team Liquid, 14-12. They
will work.
Well, this is a heavy share of 5 for Team Liquid. 4 of them in play, and already one's drawn blood. Camo pushing up on mid as well, but the short player's been isolated. The knife is out!
Okay, it was stopped. It was stopped.
It would have been the knife kill, but Camo stole it away. That was a hell of a decision for Nats. I suppose stand there and die was the other alternative. This Chronicle's now going to be left alone, and again, those Sheriffs still in the round. That is going to be difficult to play against. And
to really build up those rounds.
Fnatic have that head hunter on Alpha, but so far it hasn't found its prey. Although someone is a little closer than expected. Boaster thread the needle. He's caught Nats off guard. That head-to-head looking a little bit better for him now. And we're back to a 4v4. That could have been the kill for Trex, but that smoke came on just in time. The Spectre recovered, spraying through the smoke, dealing damage for Fnatic. They may be able to find a numbers advantage against Camo, but it's the Outlaw they're running into. Gotta hope the Headhunter finds value.
That's about as free as a kill you're ever going to get, and I expect that maybe you'll get the reload. Alfia could find Trex here. Okay,
30
he gets the
seconds
job done
left.
in the end, but most of those bullets are gone. Kiko, a bit of an unorthodox position. I don't know if anybody's going to be expecting him just to be sat on the edge. They definitely will now. And Crashies with a right click has managed to make it work. Even still, though,
Down
there are a couple of players that they have to deal with. Time ticking against them, but they will get the plant. Unfortunately, already one is down, and Panitek does an excellent job of recovering a very dangerous scenario.
A valiant effort
For Kiko.
Crashes with the shock dart over. I'm not sure if it's meant to hit lane. I think it is. A little bit of an attack lineup. And I think it wouldn't hit the cam, even if it was in like above the arch or anything like that. It's a little bit off. He'll be able to see that.
Another tag.
The next one. 10 HP on Kayak. 140 in for Camo, and again, we said like sheriffs are a weakness.
He's still going.
He's pushed all the way down middle. I mean, he hit the 140, now he's hunted his prey to the ends of the earth, even makes it out. And now look at this push coming down on short. Panitek backs off just in time, so Crashies comes through to clear it. It's just a waste of time. There's no one there.
That's the big thing. Time. There's 40 seconds left. Another
40.
tag connected. So, yeah, Camo has done an impressive job, but it is still a 3 versus 3.
30
The main
seconds
danger
left.
now, as always, with Fnatic is that clock. And they are walking into Trex, the one purchased up Phantom. He was one of the main reasons they were able to close out the last map. If he can close out this round, they're going to be off to a flyer of a start. They were pulling out utility. They're expecting him to be at the back of the site. With the amount of time, you can understand why. But now that clock gets even more dangerous.
The expectation has to be set around getting a couple of kills, doing some damage to the economy.
I mentioned, if we can see the best of Trex, this team could be a world beater. There's already plenty of those on the other side, though. Kayak started off strong. Trex will be the one to respond, and Nats is playing around his own setup. There's a reason you still see him on this Cypher and not switching things up. He creates his own luck, but there have been trades across the board. The advantage has dissipated for the side of Liquid, but they do still have some heavy hitters left.
Blocking sight. 30
Camo for a
seconds
second
left.
scared me. He was going out
Planted.
as the spike was being planted. Now he's got teammates with him, or at least one. It's Panitek who has to take up that mantle. A 1 versus 2. Alfier still playing with the headhunter. In towards main, no chance to recover a weapon, but Paddy has to first get past Chronicle. He's holding out on the angle. He's got a good read on the situation. A great shot and a knife for info that will be avoided, but the steps, he heard them, no?
Flash.
I think he did. The deep flash, look at the diffuse. It's in a perfect position. Alpha's got to run. He's got to sprint. He might be too late, but now he's got behind the boxes. He pulled Panitek off, but even still, Paddy's
The flash as well, but other than that, they've been able to hold on to the majority of their utility. In fact, Paranoia and other smoke still all online.
Deploying drone.
Oh, Camo! He waited out the drone. Gave a false sense of security to Chronicle. Hunter's Fury goes through. It's looking for players in main, but he's a little too far away to actually
30
catch them.
seconds left.
The smoke down and a Paranoia primed and ready. A flash still online for Panitek as well. They're going to find it difficult to get value. It's Kayak. He got ahead of the Paranoia. The gate crash into sight, the opening pick, but they've still got so many players left to deal with. With Trex falling though, that could be the round in their hands. A set of flash for Panitek still, but Kayak's on a tear until he meets Camo. A 2 versus 3. An all-in play up against the tour de force, and it's Camo who comes in, forcing this back to a 2-on-2. Boaster will smoke himself off. In fact, it's the other corner. He's playing mind games with them. Camo still having that Blade Storm, though, a deadly foe. Boaster up close. He won't catch anything with Nats on the shorty, and now they've got the info. They just have to wait, and Crashies will be revealed. He tries to do the same, but the bolt on backside doesn't draw Nats' eye. To use, and remember last time Camo had himself the Blade Storm to work with.
Man, they're just waiting. This time the cross will be a little bit more difficult. It looked like that was on, but it's not connected. Nice work from Trex, and now they're going to deny all of that utility. Hunter's Fury will not be available, but you look at the position that Crashies is in, and wow, there he is, swinging out immediately. Pico is actually going to manage the res. They thought it was bait. I can kind of understand. It was risky, but the fights have just all gone in their favor. All that stands in their way is the IGL of Boaster, but he will not get a chance to spam. Diffuse already underway. Liquid have almost gone, you're going to expect me to do this, so I'm going to do the opposite, and it's won them the round. Kiko plays that perfectly based on just expecting Fnatic to do what they did. Oh, Camo. Again, that is a fight that Crashies was never going to win, but Alpha Year will.
Yeah, that cloud burst.
I have the spike.
Should have been a little bit to the right. Gave a gap. Maybe that was the idea.
Yeah, I
give
think
a gap and look to exploit it.
But everyone else has a stinger, so if he was facing anyone else, that gap would have been fine.
Yeah, true. And I think he wanted that aggression. I doubt he hits a shot like that and then misses his cloud burst.
Ooh,
Nats
1 health.
does well. 1 HP, still alive, but he won't get out of there. The Stinger easily able to take that fight. With the trades back, that's all that Liquid need at this point. We're looking at a potential 7-0 start on Ascent, the map pick of Fnatic, a map we know that they're solid on the attack side
left.
for Liquid. This couldn't be going any better. All they have to do is win out a round where Boaster has a rifle and Chronicle still has that SMG, but now they'll be down to pistols. They try to rush and force the issue. And with
Elsewhere, 3 players currently on the other side of the map, so this is one of the weakest positions that we've seen. Nats also tagged up. In theory, should be dead to rights, but he is dancing, weaving. He's managed to dodge every pulse, and with the TP to the other side, now B ends up bolstered.
deep push coming through from Camo. Could play a role in the late game, especially if Fnatic decide to go back, but I'm not sure that's really an option, especially not with Boaster going down. Now they're locked in. It's the B side taker, nothing. They go while smokes are up, but now faded towards the spawn. Kiko sitting inside his own, waiting to strike. Nice shot. There's Camo on the late play through middle, and they've left Alpha Year isolated. Fnatic out of pause, as we said it last map. They won 2 rounds.
Everybody buying everything. They still have credits for the next round, but they have put quite a bit into this one.
Passive trips for Team Liquid, keeping short control, punishing the movement towards the switch. Kiko onto Alpha Year. They are picking and choosing their fights, and Fnatic running past this spam. They've already made it through, but they're losing players bit by bit, piece by piece. The threads fraying from the loom here is Fnatic. They're not getting anything to go off of. Crashies is taking a risk, but hell, he has to. Someone has to at this point, because without it, there will be no reward. The TP from Boaster almost loses his life. He's being challenged. Crashies finds success up in heaven. Another for him, but down goes Boaster. It's Crashies alone. The plan's not for him. They'll swing out wide and take him down. Another surprise play from Liquid.
9-0. And just look how confident they're playing. They are right up mid already. There's going to be Crashies to try and find some semblance, some balance, but there is nothing to be found. That was a quick round. And a lot of damage already being done, and this is a weaker purchase. Hunter's Fury has just found a double. They are getting destroyed. This is men against boys, and Fnatic have never been on the other end of a trouncing like this. They have managed themselves a single kill. And more within, yeah, he's trying to escape off the side. I can't blame him.
Okay, this is maybe flipping back in their favor. Kayak ended up getting hit by that Hunter's Fury as well. They tagged 3 players B main, 1 outside of A. Global utility from Trex. Both of these so desperately low. This push into Kiko, low as he may be. I see Gate Crash going through. I think it's going to be ult active, Gate Crash in, find a player, hit them with the ult, and hopefully find an opening duel that way. It's gone the wrong way.
All we're going for is hope, and just look at the rotation. 3 players already into the spawn. As said, Liquid have been fighting together. Camo in the corner. This is something that they have to check for. They need to clear. They can't allow him to get away with it. Kayak has done just that, but Kiko is still standing. Traded out by Boaster. Hunter's Fury going through, but so many low players on the other side. A pop flash in, but it's an immediate trade. Kayak and Crashies to at least give them a round. Give them a leg to stand on, and they will at least deny. Oh, actually does a little bit of damage. Camo's just going to go swinging, though. More Crashies out of there in an instant. Nat's already taking space, but Kayak was there. Only manages the 1, though. An immediate trade, but B main is where things could be interesting. Fnatic still hold that control.
Chances, top seeds slipping away round by round, but this could be the start of the comeback.
It's a landslide.
It absolutely is. Slipping and sliding.
Avalanche.
That's just about evaded the eyes of Alpha here, and there's a trap that they don't want to cross. Moving back on main. Camo's being embedded in mid. They're working the short control. They know at this point on the side of Team Liquid that they're likely to have that vice wall that they'll look to break, but all the while waiting for Camo to have a chance to strike, and now he has, opening the space. The spike comes back. He needs this fight, but he loses it. Now Liquid don't have guaranteed space, but what they have got is a player pushed through. The thing is, the wall was tripped. They should be aware of this. It should be being watched, and Boaster's the one to catch it. There goes Nats. A 2 versus 3 now. Fnatic look set. Find themselves a second. Crashy's killed by the nade, but 8 seconds as the spike's going down. A player isolated in mid will be dropped, and it's all onto Trex. He's had the clutches so far in this series. This would be a big nail in the coffin of Fnatic if he wins it.
He's had everything. This has been one of the statement matches for Trex, but he could put a cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cake, but there are 2 players up against him who desperately want themselves another round. Shock Dart out. He's going to do a little bit of chip damage, but now he's left isolated, low, with everything still to do. The first one will, however, go his way, but Boaster's trying to stick it. It's risky in the steps to bait him off. He's spaced him off completely. Playing the mind games, just looking for those final shots. Trex is a master of manipulation.
He'll never forget this.
Oh God, someone at Vitality has just smashed a desk. It is. Looking at the way he's playing. That was masterful. Manipulating 2 of the greatest players we have in VCT, making them look foolish. And now Liquid are a single round away from taking this one, finishing it off. Already, the spike has been dropped. Still, of course, a full investment of weaponry. Oh, it's a little bit shaky, but Camo does get the job done. And again, they've left a piece behind. It is going to be attempted to be cleared, and Chronicle does that at least. But now he's set to have to do one better. A 1 versus 3 to keep them in the series.
He's being watched as well. This already a night that Trex will remember, and all of Team Liquid with them.